For most of us, there seems to be some names in Hollywood you can never forget. One of these names is Julie Adams, who's best known for Universal Studios' Creature from the Black Lagoon. Throughout her career, she starred alongside some of Hollywood's most coveted gentlemen. After her successful career, she remains the only woman who dated Bonanza's Hoss Cartwright, Mayberry's Andy Taylor, Maverick's Bart Maverick, and the Rifleman's Lucas McCain. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at all of Julie Adams' on-screen relationships. To relive her roles from Bonanza to All in the Family, make sure you stick around until the end of the video. Factsverse presents Julie Adams dated all of TV's biggest stars. If you remember this Hollywood beauty, show us by clicking the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. A country girl at heart. Betty Mae Adams was born in 1926 in the small town of Waterloo, Iowa. Her parents were average Americans who worked hard until the Great Depression hit in 1930. After that, it seems times were tough all over, and in search of work, both her parents had to travel from town to town just to make a living. They had no idea their daughter would later become a famous Hollywood star. Yet just when the economy was getting better in the 40s, they found a steady place to live in Little Rock, Arkansas. Betty was getting used to living in Little Rock, going to school and doing what teens enjoyed in those days. But her father was secretly suffering, since the Great Depression left him with an alcohol problem that was destroying the family. Betty started to take her mind off of things by joining the high school drama club, and participated in many high school plays. Oftentimes, she would forget her lines and learn to ad-lib on the spot. Later, her beauty won her the title of Miss Little Rock. Over time, Betty would grow tired of the country lifestyle, something that would influence her desire to get away from it all when Hollywood called. This led her on a wild trip into Tinseltown at the peak of Hollywood glamour and the American westerns. This is where Betty Mae Adams soon got her screen name we all came to know her as, Julie Adams. No shortage of famous leading co-stars. Julie's career is impressive and includes a lifetime of achievements that span from film to television. Throughout her career, she worked on 46 feature films and 91 TV series. You can imagine with all those projects there had to be some leading men. It turns out that Julie had co-starred with several impressive celebrities over the years. Leading men including Tyrone Power, Rock Hudson, Tony Curtis, Charlton Heston, Glenn Ford, Walter Matthau, Ernest Borgnine, and even Sammy Davis Jr. are just some of the top names she acted opposite. But perhaps her best roles where she made her mark weren't just from film productions, as they also came from television, which was a new form of entertainment at the time. Hired to Kiss the King. In the 1960s, getting a job in film was much different than it is today. When talking about leading men, we have to mention that Julie was in fact hired by Elvis Presley in 1965, all thanks to a kiss. Although Julie was a few years older than Elvis, she coveted the opportunity to appear alongside him on camera. In order to audition and convince Elvis to give her the role, she planted a kiss on him. Just like that, she got her role in the 1965 movie Tickle Me. While they shared the experience working together, she learned Elvis was a lot like her growing up. Despite the fact that Elvis often kisses his co-stars on camera, he always remained a gentleman on and off set. It might surprise you that this film is a musical too, and it happened to be the weakest film Elvis had ever appeared in. Despite this, the mega popularity of Elvis at the time actually helped save the studio from bankruptcy. She told the Hoss who's boss. Despite the variety of films that Julie would work on, she always returned to Western-themed projects. Luckily, each show was another opportunity for her to improve her acting skills. In an episode of Bonanza, instead of being the weak and vulnerable girl in trouble, she took on a more sophisticated role. The episode was called The Courtship, and she played a scheming gold digger who sets her eyes on the main star, Hoss. So, while the good-hearted Hoss starts to fall head over heels, Julie's character, Helen, is busy stringing Hoss along to get his money. It seems she needs this money to cover her gambling debts. Hoss was blissfully unaware of her scheme and continued to fall for it. Eventually, his family finds the truth out about Helen. In the end, Hoss finds out she's been lying the whole time, but takes his temper out on his brothers instead. Then Helen walks out on Hoss in favor of a new target, another rich man. Hoss is heartbroken, but that's all in a day for the Cartwright family. A real flirt with Mayberry Sheriff. By the next year, Julie Adams decided she'd take another kind of role on The Andy Griffith Show, which was a pretty clean portrayal of American life. It even featured little Ron Howard and the wacky comic Don Knotts. Julie played a nurse named Mary Simpson who comes to town to give the residents their tetanus shots. Unlike her previous characters, Julie plays a friendly country gal who just wants to make a difference in the world. This also leads to a romance with the Sheriff of Mayberry, played by Andy Griffith. This episode was Julie's only appearance, but her character returns in a later episode to flirt more with Andy. In later appearances, the character is played by a different actress. The wholesome nature of the show never gave viewers any idea they were romantically involved. The Dangerous Damsel of Maverick. Another great Western show in the 60s was Maverick, which starred Jack Kelly as Burt Maverick. The plot on this hit TV show often revolved around Burt traveling from town to town playing high-stakes poker. It wasn't uncommon that money and women were all part of the plot. In one particular episode, called The White Widow, Bart finds himself in a bit of trouble. The winnings he placed in a hotel safe are stolen, and he has to take on some odd jobs to continue getting by. Julie Adams was destined to play the titular White Widow, who hires Bart to be her bodyguard since she's receiving death threats. Bart begins to fall for her, Wilma White, and he soon discovers that her character isn't exactly in danger at all. She's using her widow status to trick him, and actually intends on turning the tables on poker shark Burt Maverick. As usual, Bart finds a way to foil her evil intentions. A hot shot on the Rifleman. For the TV show The Rifleman, Julie plays an old lover of the show's star Chuck Connors, named Nora Sanford. Of all the sneaky and deceitful characters she portrayed on TV westerns, her portrayal of Nora was the most heartless of them all. She comes to town seeking the help from Lucas McCain, hoping to rebuild her life after her unfaithful and gambling husband lost all their money. However, she does this by deceit, tricking Lucas into doing her bidding. We come to find she's also romantically involved with another man, the man who beat her husband in poker. Things continue to heat up when she schemes to have the Rifleman kill off their debt collector. When her plans go sideways, she uses the Rifleman's weapon to kill off her secret lover before he can talk. Confronted with the truth, the Rifleman gets back to town where Nora's husband has just won a huge amount playing poker. In a final showdown, Nora discovers they have earned back their wealth and she'll be paying the price for his murder. The Jimmy Stewart Show. Some of Julie's most cherished roles were those that she played alongside Jimmy Stewart. She first had a chance to work with Jimmy in 1952, acting in the film Bend in the River. Although it was another traditional Western, her admiration of Jimmy Stewart turned into a long-term friendship. She later took on the role of his wife in the short-lived Jimmy Stewart Show in 1971. Though she eventually toned down her roles for characters that often played into classic tropes of the American housewife, she loved the chemistry she shared with Stewart. Ultimately, the show wasn't a great success, and it was canceled after one season. Still, it was one of Julie's dreams come true to work with a leading man she always looked up to as an actor. Even though Julie was best known for her role in The Creature from the Black Lagoon, she had many appearances alongside some of the most beloved men of Hollywood. Now we'd like to hear from you. Which of Julie Adams' characters did you like the best? The sweet and innocent ones, or the scheming femme fatale characters? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos from Factsverse.